Then let's get the day started. 6:34, 48 degrees in downtown Billings. It's Friday, and here's a look at First News. Fair, accurate, you get the damn truth. The war between Israel and Hezbollah is intensifying. Civilians paying the price on both sides, missiles firing back and forth as Israel continues to do the dirty work for the world. Israel and Hezbollah have been exchanging strikes now nearly every day. Israel dramatically expanded their offensive against Hezbollah, too. They have them on the run. They've killed 7 of their 10 top leaders and still waiting on what they will do to Iran, since Iran decided to attack Israel a few weeks ago, firing missiles into Tel Aviv. There will be repercussions, according to Benjamin Netanyahu. Florida residents repairing the damage caused by Hurricane Milton, figuring out what to do next as it smashed through those coastal communities, tore homes apart, flooded streets. 8 people dead. Many are relieved Milton was not worse. It did not turn out to be the hurricane that they had expected, although it still caused a lot of damage. The state's vital tourism industry is already starting to return to normal. As of midnight last night, Governor DeSantis said that they had restored power to almost 1 million people already in Florida. The Florida factory that makes critical IV fluids for hospitals, they're going to restart today. Yup. They're going to be up and running again. They have a big distribution center in Daytona Beach. It wasn't seriously impacted, so production there will start this morning. Disney World's also opening up again today. They were able to get things put back together, get the water cleaned out. They will also open today as Florida can show the rest of the country how things should be done. In the meantime, Vice President Kamala Harris and the White House, they're going after Donald Trump. He said the response after Hurricane Helene was awful. Attending a town hall sponsored by Univision in Las Vegas, Harris said, "I have to stress this is not time for people to play politics." She was nowhere to be found. Donald Trump showed up with trailer loads of water, took Elon Musk into North Carolina and set up satellite trucks so people's cell phones and connections could use again, while Harris was fundraising in California, but she's critical of her political opponent. You knew that would come during this political season. Police say gunmen killed 20 miners and wounded 7 others in a mine in Pakistan. Latest attack in one of their provinces comes days ahead of a major security summit being hosted in their capital. Police said the gunman stormed the accommodation at the coal mine in the Dookie district Thursday night. He rounded up men in the mine and opened fire. Most of the men were from Pakistan. 3 of the dead and 4 of the wounded were Afghan. Nobody has claimed responsibility in that attack. 1 person was killed, 12 people rescued after they were trapped for hours 1,000 feet below the ground at a former Colorado gold mine where an elevator malfunctioned at a tourist site. The elevator was descending into the Molly Kathleen gold mine near the town of Cripple Creek when it had a mechanical problem 500 feet beneath the surface. The sheriff said it created severe danger for the participants. They were in communication with the authorities while they waited to be rescued, but 1 killed. The other 12 were rescued. Had a debate last night in Utah. Republican and Democratic contenders vying for Mitt Romney's open seat face off in the first and only debate Thursday in Ogden. U.S. Representative John Curtis is favored to win election over his Democrat challenger, Caroline Geis, in a deeply red state that has not elected a Democrat to the Senate since 1970. Hell, you haven't. You elected Mitt Romney. Don't give me that. Haven't elected a Democrat. Tesla yesterday unveiled its long-awaited robo-taxi at a studio in Hollywood. Fans of the electric vehicle maker will have to wait, though, until 2026 because they won't be available until then. Elon Musk said his Cybercab has no steering wheel and has no pedals in it. Tesla expects these Cybercabs to cost under $30,000. Company also expects to make their full self-driving technology available on their Model 3 and Model Y vehicles in Texas and California next year. Elon Musk trying to persuade investors in his company. He said more artificial intelligence and robotics is making the products better and better, and unveiled it yesterday. The company expects to make their full self-driving technology next year available. They had about 20 of those cybercabs on hand, and we're showing people what they could do and how they operate. Donald Trump, he's rolling through some of the swing states, talking to average middle-class Americans, trying to help them every day. Yesterday rolled out more plans for tax breaks on how they would work for the average Joe. He spoke to the Economic Club in Detroit. Wants to make interest now on your car loans tax deductible as well. A big tax break for U.S. citizens, trying to win support from car buyers who have had to experience sticker shock because of the inflationary things that have taken hold in the car market, trying to do something to help the middle class. Oh, by the way, thousands of flights in and out of the U.S. were canceled because of the hurricane. Many airports closed, obviously. They grounded flights. There were 2,270 flight cancellations as of yesterday afternoon, according to FlightAware. 1,900 canceled on Wednesday as the weather, of course, canceled them. But things are now moving again today. We mentioned Disney World. They're opening up their gates after shutting down. Halloween special events won't be offered, but the public is welcome back today. Mexico, they had to send in 660 soldiers to the western state of Michoacan to protect the lime growers there. They're complaining they're suffering extortion demands from the drug cartels. Yeah, their new president, Claudia Sheinbaum's administrator, sent these soldiers in to guard the lime growing townships. More than half of the lime packing warehouses had to close temporary because of the cartels trying to extort income out of the lime growers. Company recalling 10 million pounds of meat and poultry made in Oklahoma could have listeria. Bruce Pack had to recall their ready-to-eat products this week. Listeria detected. No sicknesses or illness were reported, but the foods were made at their plant in Oklahoma between June 19th and October 8th, shipped to restaurants, food service vendors, sites nationwide. If you have a package of that, and it was produced between June 19th and October 8th, it has a best buy date of June 19th to October 8th on the packages. They're advising you to throw them away. European markets open higher today. Asian stocks are mostly lower. The S&P futures and Dow futures were also lower at the initiating bell today. S&P yesterday was down 0.2 of a point. The Dow slipped yesterday 1/10. NASDAQ also was down. 258,000 workers filed for unemployment last week. That number was up. Crude oil, $75.40 a barrel as we speak. After 40 years and 3 generations of owning the Minnesota Twins, the Pollard family has announced they're considering selling the team. They started exploring a sale this summer. They hired a New York bank investment group to see what they could do. The process of selling one could take months and even years. In the case of the NBA Minnesota Timberwolves across the street, took them a long time to get that done. And the team has had plenty of lean years, and the family has just decided maybe now, since people and sports teams' values are up, maybe it's time to sell them. The Twins went 82-80 this season. They missed the playoffs, and the Twins moved to Minnesota in 1961. After the Washington Senators owner moved the team from Washington over to Minnesota. And that's how they originally got there, but the team is considering selling them. They bought the Twins for $44 million. So they're going to have to pay the Kamala Harris capital gains tax on that one.
That'll be a doozy
if they don't get that done. Firefighters continue to battle the forest fires down there. The Elk Fire, of course, in Wyoming. That's the big one. It's burned over 75,000 acres. Winds are still giving them a problem down there. Still no rain in sight either. There's over 900 people that currently are fighting that fire. Oh, and Peter Dodge. He flew hundreds and hundreds of missions as a hurricane and radar specialist for NOAA. Well, he died a year ago. He went on his final mission yesterday. His ashes were released into the eye of Hurricane Milton on Tuesday. It was his 387th such flight on a hurricane reconnaissance plane. Folks, you got to have a set to get on those planes.
Yes, you do. Because you know what you're looking for? Turbulence.
And fly those right exactly into the hurricane. By the way, the airline flight attendant comes on board, and she will tell you, folks, the captain has said it's a little too rough to serve your drinks right now. But anyway, they took his sister with them, and they went up on that plane, flew into the middle of the hurricane, and released his ashes. He died of a stroke in 2023. He was 72. After 44 years of doing that for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, released his ashes up there in the hurricane.
Oh.
That's kind of cool. Cat Country News Time is 6:47. Sports or weather next.
Well, I missed it because I had long since gone to sleep, but what a basketball game last night. First game of the WNBA Finals. The Lynx were down 18 points in the first half. They were down 15 in the fourth quarter, and they came back, and with 6 seconds left, Courtney Williams gets the ball, and she shoots a three, and one of the gals from New York wipes her out. So she makes the three and makes the free throw, and they win the game by 1.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
First time that's ever happened in the WNBA.
Wow. Well, I was watching the Yankees Royals, and I wanted the Royals to beat them, but they.
I watched the first part of that, but they just never looked.
Yeah. Well, that Garrett Cole, he pitched a great game.
Yeah.
They lost 3-1, so they're out. 68 today. That's still above normal. 69 tomorrow. We get back close to 80 again next week, and really no rain in sight, which is bad news. 48 out there now. 6:48. That's what's happening. Mark and Paul here together. Thanks for tuning into the Cat on the app worldwide 24/7. Glad to have you on board this morning.